Hello everyone, this is going to be the first video in my series about something I like to call macromechanics, which will be defined in another video. So I've gotten a lot of questions about what positional coaches do at the higher level, and this is going to be an example of one of those things. Today we're going to talk about transposition. Transposition is a term that comes from chess, where you can reach the same position from two different move sets. So in this case, if we were to play this set of moves, which is fairly typical, you'll notice how we end up with a 4-knights game. This is what it looks like if you want to pause and take a look really quickly. And we can get to this exact same outcome through a slightly different moveset, which is part of a different opening completely. And we're back at the exact same picture. So same outcome, but different order of moves to get there. In the context of League, why is this important? Well, in League, it's very difficult to actually do the correct thing in terms of fighting while the game is happening. Anyone can VOD review and say, oh, I'm supposed to fight like this. So what kind of systems, what kind of structure can we create for players as coaches, or even for ourselves as players, to make sure we can play the next team fight better and the next team fight better? And the answer is we memorize patterns of what fights are winning and what fights are not. And if a lot of that is gray area, then we get really confused. So we need to basically use the patterns we've already memorized and then transpose whatever we're actually looking at into those patterns in order to be able to play it. So some examples here really quickly. This is more of a fighting example, which is part of the macromechanic thing, and then I'll show a macro example of the same idea. So here we can see I'm playing Graves into Viego, and we're roughly equal strength. He's got Bork. I'm a little bit stronger, but I believe the Rune King is quite OP right now. So the fight will be kind of in that gray area that we were talking about. I don't really know who wins or who loses depending on how the fight turns out. So from the minimap, you can see here that he's going to finish pushing this wave in, and then he's going to fog. And then residual vision actually shows him, which is kind of BS, by the way, walking back into this bush. And now I'm looking to take this fight. Obviously, he's coming for me. And I have no idea if I actually win this or not. I don't have red smite to make it easier, and it's going to be really tight. I don't know if he has flash or ultimate because I wasn't watching because I'm terrible. How do I win this? Well, I know that if I'm standing inside this bush right here and he walks into me, I win for sure. I know that. I don't know anything else about the situation. I just know that if I'm in this bush as he walks into me, I win. That's a pattern that I've memorized. I need to transpose what I'm actually doing in this game to that pattern I've already memorized. So if you take a look, that's a big problem for us because I'm not in the bush. And if we take a look at him right here, he's right here, I'm here. Obviously, there's a lot more distance to the bush than his distance to the bush, considering his movement speed with E. So what do here? I just burn flash to transpose myself as if I'm in the bush as he walks in. So this is a really important concept that utilizes fog as well, because the way the fog works here is he can only see up to this area if he's outside the bush. And as he enters this part of the bush, he can only see up to here as he crosses this part of the wall because he's hugging the side. So he won't actually see me flash in like this until I'm already on top of him. So right here on his screen, what he saw is Graves just randomly appear into the bush pretty much with a flash thing behind him. And because of that, human reaction time is roughly 200 milliseconds. He has no real time to calibrate mentally what he's supposed to do in this fight or how to outplay it. So it's as if I just started in the bush. And as you can see, it's very simple for me to play. I get the easy bounce back on the wall with Q, and he just dies. So this is a good fighting example of transposition, a pattern that we've memorized. If I start in the bush, I win. How do I make it so that I can get into the pattern I already know the outcome of versus all of the volatility of anything else that I've never done before? And here's another example of this happening on broader scale in terms of macro. So this is a jungle thing. Most of the time can be done with support or really any kind of roam where you're introducing multiple variables that you've never seen before necessarily. But we have patterns that we've memorized, same concept. This is a jungle dive. So the next wave is coming in, and if we extend this too long, Akali's going to hit level 3, and it's going to be a very difficult dive. Normally, Viego should already be right here, but if you look at the clear path, he did red Krig's Raptors instead of red Raptors Gromp, so he's very late to this play, to this dive. And so right here, Chad Jungle transposes into the red Raptors Gromp path where he would already be in this bush looking to dive on a faster timer because it's faster clear, and he just flashes over the wall. And so now he's created a transposition where he's in the pattern as if he just did red Raptors Gromp, and then the dive is still quite easy as this guy has not hit level 3 yet. All right. This is going to be an ongoing series where I include macromechanics that are applicable more for higher levels of play all the way up to the LCS level. Hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for next time.